What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about METIS today at the request of LOL Lolomo, one of my longtime viewers. How are you doing, my friend? I hope all is well in your world. Shout out to you. Gave me the request, hit me with some bullet points, and one of the things that I thought was the most interesting was your very last point where you said that they have a new ecosystem fund with $100 million, which the fund is likely to attract new apps, liquidity, and users. $100 million, yeah, if they're doing that and it's a new ecosystem fund, that could be a marketing campaign fund, right? They could use that for marketing. And being at a low point here, I mean, you definitely have a lot of potential for growth. Let's just imagine, okay, we're in a world where here right now at $10.46, METIS goes to new all-time highs by the end of this cycle. Let's just imagine a world where we're in, right? I mean, here in 2021, this was the end of cycle rally that you had here, right? And that was from a low to a high. That was an overall 82x move. Here we are right now at what I believe to be the end of cycle rally time. Could we see a similar move? Could we see a larger move? Right? If we're starting from here, we're only more developed, only more known about now, had more time to develop and all that stuff. And I think this alt season will be bigger than the last one. I would see no reason why we couldn't expect to see new all-time highs. New all-time highs. Now that's where my head's at. We're going to get into the short-term stuff. We'll zoom back out to the long-term stuff. But if you're like me and you believe METIS will see new all-time highs, at least then from here you would expect a 30x, which outperforms the average altcoin. It really does. That outperforms the average altcoin by far. I don't like that we continue to drop here consistently. Layer twos have kind of taken a back seat ever since was it the Ethereum Foundation or was it Vitalik himself that announced that Ethereum is going to be focused more on their L1 and trying to scale that up rather than L2s. I forget what that was, but that was earlier this cycle, like sometime in 2024. I want to say that they announced that. $10.46 here. That's probably why you've seen this thing get beat up so much, but I do think you're at a relatively good price. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're at a relatively good price. Let's look at the daily time frame or the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour time frame, and let me just look at the daily too, because I don't look at this chart too often. Yeah, you look about the same as everything else since the 10th of October. Nothing crazy here. That's nice. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. And let's pull up something with some volume. We'll go to Coinbase, sure. Coming down, your RSI has cooled off, lower lows, lower highs. You could come lower, and I wouldn't be surprised if you did. A lot of these recently, for whatever reason, a lot of these cryptos that whenever they move up and then they move sideways, this is typically a signal that you're going to see higher prices. But lately, when we've been seeing this, you actually move down. You actually move down. Bitcoin's a good example of that. Let's go to Bitcoin here. BTC USD. Bitcoin's a great example of that. Let's just see here. Hold on. I'm opening some applesauce for my daughter right now. Just wait. Okay. You guys will get your treats. I'm just getting her treats. Okay. Applesauce for the baby. Well, she's not a baby anymore. But all right, there you go. I love you. I love you. Yeah, you do. See, like this here with Bitcoin, where you pumped up, you moved sideways, and then you sold off. But that's probably it. You probably move up from here. METIS might do the same thing. It might sell off. Maybe not. Maybe this one will reign true, and we do move higher. Bitcoin moved down last hour after all, and you're still holding up in this area. But all I'm saying here is don't be sad if we pull back below $10. Don't be sad if we even go all the way down to like 950, 960, whatever. It's okay. It's not a big deal. 1 hour RSI could suggest lower prices. You are in a downtrend. Stochastics could suggest that you're bearish here in the MACD. It's bullish overall, but you can come lower, bounce off the zero. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's not that the 1 hour is telling me that we will go lower. The stochastics kind of are. But more that it's saying it's okay to go lower. And really this gap here is also something that I'm concerned with. Yeah, so we probably go down to about 985 or lower. 4 hour time frame now. The RSI rejected the overbought zone. That's not necessarily encouraging, okay? That does make me think that we continue to consolidate. So do that. Consolidate. We probably, just as we formed lower highs here, we probably form a higher low. So come down to about like 950, 980, whatever, 960. Find support, continue to consolidate, and then sometime later this week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we can look to break out. The MACD looks good on the 4 hour time frame. Stochastics are actually at an area to bounce, to be completely fair. Maybe you do. You see, I'd be more inclined to believe that you bounce here if you hit the overbought zone, but the fact that you didn't does tell me that you will. You probably come down. So I think we're on the right path here. It's the 4 hour time frame. It's Monday now. A couple days goes by, and it's Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever, and then we move up. I would bet that we consolidate in this range. Probably a boring 24 to 48 hours, and then going into the end of this week, it'll start to be exciting. Daily time frame. MACD is looking to cross above the zero. That'll be exciting. The stochastics are relatively bearish. You're at a point where you found resistance before. The RSI is at the same place that you found resistance before, so might you come down? I think you might. Right. Weekly time frame. Let's zoom out here. Let's actually just go back to the monthly. Let me look at the weekly real quick, actually. Where we are here in the RSI, that's nice that we're bouncing off the oversold, and you do have some bullish divergence with that. That's nice. Stochastics are looking good, looking like you want to. That's actually really good, man. I think it'd be a good if this week can close green, and I think it will. The stochastics will be getting out of the oversold, and that's a very powerful signal. I mean, the last time you did that, you had a pop. The time before that, you did that, you had a pop, and the time before that, you did that. That was our cycle-ending finale finish there. The MACD does have bullish divergence. You've got some pretty intense bullish divergence there. I do think that we're going to move up. You're postured overall to a point where I feel like you are notably at a low. You're absolutely at a low point here. Okay. Look at how big this wick is, but then on the Coinbase chart, it's just non-existent. Right? Binance really and Bybit really tanked the price down, didn't they? High to low here. Do I want to take this low? Do I want to take... Where's this high? That's at about 153. Where's Coinbase? 149. It's not quite the same, but maybe I'd rather take this high to low. And I would project that when we do move higher, which could be any day now, I would think that by the end of this year, we're easily going to see a $47 to $60 price, potentially as high as $80 to $100. And then going into next year, 2026, I would think that we either top off around our current all-time high, around $338, or we progress higher to maybe $1,000 and beyond. We could see a $1,000 and beyond price for METIS. METIS right now is at a $70 million market cap, okay? $70 million market cap, and they have, from what LOLO Mo is telling me, Lolo Mo, $100 million in, what did you call it? $100 million for a new ecosystem fund. I mean, if you've got that, and you're only at a $70 million market cap, you got to imagine that there's going to be some kind of growth that transpires from that. $70 million, though, in market cap valuation. If you saw a 100x, that is $7 billion. And for a coin that's as big as METIS, and it's been around since last cycle, I mean, I think you could see a $7 billion market cap easy. And that puts you around $1,000, maybe even just above $1,000. But you could go beyond that with, you could go 14 billion, 28 billion, 50 billion, who knows? And with that, we're talking about multi-hundred X's, you guys. I mean, you could be... It sounds crazy, I know. I don't personally think that we get up to these levels here, but I mean, it's possible, depending on how much time's left in the cycle. I would personally think anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 is fair game. We could absolutely see that happen. But that's my thoughts on METIS. That's really all I have to say. I don't know. Do I take this? Let me just put this over here real quick. Should I take this low? Let's just see what these fips are saying. We're going to take this low. We're not going to take the scam wick low. We'll take the all-time high to this low here. And the 1272 is at $900. The 1618 is at $3,000. It's like the same exact range that we just developed with the other fibs, but this is lining up with your actual all-time high. Yeah. Anything from an 86x to a 300x is fair game for METIS by the end of the cycle. Crazy, crazy growth potential. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this is definitely one to watch. I'm curious to see what happens because I don't think this project is dead. I think that it's a sleeper, and I think that there's some stuff that's going to come from this to a very positive degree that will take it, I mean, just far beyond where it was here at the highs. But time will tell. We're at a very low point now, very low market cap coin at the moment. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.